I need some Memphis ruckus here, but I guess we've run our mouths. We should start this thing up. I guess I do know everybody just about here, I guess you already caught my cohort's name, Harry Koniditsiotis. This cat hadn't been in Memphis too long. You might know him as a drummer, but you don't know he's a hell of a songwriter and singer and guitar player. Stephen Chopek.
And thanks for Richard James for starting it off.
Yes, indeed. My name's Tony Manard. All right, so we're getting to know each other, right? I feel like I'm just going to go ahead and lay this thing on you right off the bat. This is a true story about a traumatic event of my childhood that possibly shaped the way I am, for better or for worse. My father is still in denial of the truth of this story, as you know, sometimes parents are when traumatic things happen to their children that they don't really have any control over. Yeah, this is serious, man. This is some serious stuff. So anyway, it's an absolutely true story. I'm going to go ahead and get this out, and at that point, I'll feel like we know each other, and I've laid my soul bare for you. So. Everybody likes a story that rhymes. Did I ever tell you about the time we bought a car off a dead man for $50? I wouldn't contradict what my daddy said, but I'm telling y'all that this man was dead face down at his kitchen table with a bowl of milk. And my old man couldn't resist a deal on a rusted hunk of automobile. His two sons shared in this affliction. For $40, $50, or $100, the Manard Sons automotive archaeology scholars would rid you of your unwanted pieces of yard art. I don't exactly recollect how we come to find this particular wreck, but we loaded up his old truck for an adventure. We met the old lady on the scene. We exchanged politeness and pleasantries, and we backed her into the driveway to start the loading. And maybe I was just standing idle, but I'd elected to go inside and get the title, and that's when I ran into the horror. She says, baby, do you want something to eat? But my mind had to fight the will of my feet to keep from running away from what I seen at that kitchen table. Pushed up to the table in his wheelchair, the old man didn't move so much as a hair, and I thought, well, maybe he's just sleeping. Now, friends, you ask, how did I know he was dead? Because a cat ran right across his head, face down in what looked to be a bowl of Cheerios. I ran out the door suppressing a holler. I said, give the lady her $50 and let's get ourselves the hell on out of here. And my daddy laughed and my brother howled, but I never found it funny how I was the only one inside of that house with that dead man. To this very day, me and Pop disagree as to the sad tale's veracity, how we bought a car off of a dead man for $50. No kidding. True story, Brad, true story.
So I'm from New Jersey, and I moved down here about a year ago. And this song I wrote a couple of years ago. I wrote before I came to Memphis, before I even considered Memphis as a place to live. So, and I'm glad that I'm here. I'm really enjoying it. So if you're listening to the words, I'm not like a lyric guy, so I don't always listen to words. But if you are listening to these words, don't take any offense, because I didn't write this about Memphis. It's called This Old Town. Nothing to do in this old town. It don't take long to figure out the dead are living above the ground. The bar scene is great when you're in the mood for warm beer. If this were the last place on earth, I wouldn't move here. Crime rates are high, nobody seems to care. They're fading away like a dying neon sign, gasping for air. early for the night. Look both ways before you cross the street. You might get hit by a fight. Nothing to do in this old town. It don't take long to figure out the dead are living above the ground. Trains don't run on time. Seeing eye dogs are blind. Convenience stores are closed. My electric blanket froze. I get dirty looks from old folks. No one knows any jokes. Automatic doors don't open. Every heart is broken. Nothing to do in this old town. It don't take long to figure out the dead are living above the ground. Yee-hoo! Youngstown is shrinking. New Orleans is sinking. This town is thinking it's seen better days. Someone should set it all up in a blaze. Dirt needs to be dusted. Tap water is rusted. Banks are busted. And government cannot be trusted. Nothing to do in this old town. It don't take long to figure out the dead are living above the ground. The dead are living above the ground. They're dying to get out of this old town. Thank you.
All right. This one's, I don't know, this one's just kind of a song about pissing people off and being happy about pissing people off, to be honest.
Why never?
So subjects, so subjects. Oh, I've gotten under your skin. Oh, I'm gonna win again. Oh, I'm gonna get you out of your mind. So subjects. It's time. So subjects. For your crime. Subjects. Oh, I gotta win to win. Oh, I'm telling you to say, oh, I'm gonna get you out of your mind. So subjects. It's time. So subjects. Your crime. So subjects. Your life. So subjects. Oh, I've gotten under your skin. Oh, I'm telling you to say, oh, I'm gonna get you out of your mind. So subject. So subject. Your crime. So subject. Your life. So subject. The soul subjects. The soul subjects. The soul subjects. The soul subjects.
Well, all right.
Thank you, thank you.
But actually, if you look at the building, it was a gorgeous old building, and if you look across the front of the building, it says Lucy Ann, and the guy who built the building named it for his two daughters, Lucy and Ann. little did he know it was going to become a Summer Avenue porn theater. Now, that's why I haven't named anything after my daughter. Not that I've built anything other than an El Camino, and then just, I don't know. But anyway, I started thinking, that building was once beautiful, and that kind of made me think of, the diamonds in the rough deal. So I wrote this little song that's called Lucy Ann.
So as Tony mentioned, I primarily play the drums. I've been meeting a lot of great musicians in town here in Memphis, and I've also been working on some of my own things. And I released an EP a couple months ago, and this is the first song on that EP. It's called "Hurry." A sigh of relief, a quiet night on a city street, a bomb threat louder than anything you've heard yet. Preacher, keep the faith, fastest runner will set the pace. One more compromise behind your painted black eyes. There's no sense to be made. I was in such a hurry to leave, but I wish I had stayed. Acting so dramatic, see you speak, hearing static. Walk a fine line eternally in a moment of a lifetime. Bury the dead where the ground is frozen. Buy some freedom with the money you've stolen. Torn between love and lust, we confuse the truth for trust. There's no sense to be made. I was in such a hurry to leave, but I wish I had stayed. Thinking will get us nowhere. All out of ideas, I hope you've got some to spare. making a mistake. March to war again for heaven's sake. Right foot, left foot, single file. AM, FM, turn the dial. Start each day with a broken promise. The reputation has been tarnished, tearing down self-deception. A gift of imperfection. There's no sense to be made. I was in such a hurry to leave, but I wish I had stayed. Thinking will get us nowhere. All out of ideas, I hope you've got some to spare. Thank you.
Nice.
All right, this song kind of started off as a joke about what do you tell a left-handed boxer looking for the bathroom. But, which the response is, it's down the hall, southpaw, which ended up being part of the line of the song. But the funny thing with this song is that sometimes it's a long time before when you write a song and the song gets released, and then sometimes you play the song and you just, try to make up other words, other lyrics, and then you go back to the original version of the song and you're like, oh, I'm singing all different words now. So that kind of happened with this song, but at the same time, it's kind of interesting how a lot of the lines kind of fell into each other. This is called Southpaw. I went out to see some children cry, but they were all made of wood, with nothing to see, cold wonder, wanting star. When I guess it never should. Been on downtown to call this time, waiting down from cold to cold. In a distant work I do declare, that's the problem, never should. I never should. Never assisted more and watch you crawl. Yelling down from years ago. You do the darkest dance, I do declare. When the seizures never come, it's down the hall. Southpaw, it's down the hall. Southpaw.
So anyway, this is called Tuscaloosa. Don't look so sad, 'cause you know I'll be back. We're going to Alabama in a gold Cadillac. Pack up my guitar, my sleeping bag too. I had nothing better to do. Rolling Tuscaloosa. Girls here are pretty, but I sure won't kiss 'em. Tuscaloosa. Just 'cause I'm having fun don't mean I don't miss you. Rode in the back door and there ain't no stage. Harry ain't Elvis and I ain't Jimmy Page. Sorry, man. Belly full of whiskey and we're just too damn loud. But it seems to be fine with the late drinking crowd. And we're rocking Tuscaloosa. Girls here are pretty, but I sure won't kiss 'em. We're rocking Tuscaloosa. Just 'cause I'm having fun don't mean I don't miss you. Barbecue and load up those amps. They're sweeping the floors and they're lighting the lamps. We're gonna crash on Drew's couch just before we go back. Jack's puking out the back of the gold Cadillac. It's load out Tuscaloosa. Girls here are pretty, but I sure won't kiss 'em. It's load out Tuscaloosa. Just 'cause I'm having fun don't mean I don't miss you.
That wasn't too bad. That wasn't too
We
bad.
survived it. We did all right.
I know Jack, but I didn't know about that story.
Oh yeah,
Why did you guys? How come- how
I
come
let
nobody
him know
told me about
before it
this
came
story?
out. I was no, he wouldn't have told you that.
Let me tell you that night, as soon as we got out of the car and hit the Tuscaloosa streets, he was the happiest little guy I've ever seen in my entire life. He was skipping. He was like Mickey Mouse, like walking down the street.
He was like an
He
overstimulated
was so
kid.
happy to be like out on the road.
Speaking of which, I've done not speaking of vomiting. Maybe I'll tell you one of those stories later. But this one, I released a record a couple years ago, and I did some touring on my own on it, driving around a lot of driving, some playing, mostly driving. And during that time, I really like it. I really enjoy kind of the alone time, as long as I could stay awake for while I'm driving. That's the tough part. The only time I got pulled over actually on that trip is when I was. It's kind of funny because nothing happened of it, but a cop pulled me over because I was swaying so much in the road. Like an undercover cop saw me and he called his on-duty cop buddy to like this guy is all over the road. You got to pull him over. So the cop pulled me over and he couldn't believe that I was just tired. He's like,
Right.
So you're just tired, and I travel by myself, so I keep a lot of things on the passenger seat, and one of those things is like my food bag, with snacks and things to eat. And so he didn't give me a ticket. He didn't reprimand me. He just told me
What kind of snacks?
snacks like almonds, celery, carrots.
I don't know if that's snacks
apples.
though.
Were you
that sounds
smuggling
like
a
that sounds like
rabbit?
healthy food.
Were you
That's not really
smuggling
a
a rabbit
snack.
somewhere?
Donuts are a snack.
So the only thing,
Word,
the only
man,
kind
word.
of slap on the wrist that I got from the cop was that he made me put my snack bag in the back of the car so I wouldn't be distracted getting snacks out of the car.
Hey, millions of problems the first step, man.
Yeah, exactly. So that was
Don't tell the professional
that was my
job.
one that was my one run-in with the cops. So that was my outlaw story from that trip. But during that trip, I came up with some words for this song. It's called Only Here. Glad to be home, even if just for a day. Moving in fast forward isn't always ideal. I would not have it any other way. Close the door, leave me alone. Do not disturb on the telephone. Never quite sure what state I'm in. Plenty for the consumer, not much for the citizen. Eyes of glass, ears of wax. Great American stories lie beneath the facts. Close the door, leave me alone. Do not disturb on the telephone. Only here for a little while. Dry your eyes and try to smile. There's no present like the time spent being here. Sending all my love out to you loud and clear. Staying in one place too long gives me the chills. There's gold in them there hills. I gotta go dig to pay those bills. Northern Star, neon guiding light. Laundromat entertainment on a Sunday night. Slept through breakfast, had a nap for lunch. Last minutes of the 11th hour and another time crunch. Close the door, leave me alone. Do not disturb on the telephone. Only here for a little while. Dry your eyes and try to smile. Thank you.
Then there ain't no love. There ain't no love. There ain't no love in your arms. We stand down. We stand by the door. Stories you told me, where they cry out for more. There's trouble in your hands, a wild look in your face. You act so abused. Then I take what I use. And there ain't no love. There ain't no love. There ain't no love in your arms.
backbreaker.
Oh, yeah, you know.
So Steven was having a traveling story. Well, it was kind of a traveling story. I took a train trip to Chicago recently. It was really cool. And on the way back, I was traveling by myself, went to the dining car, and got set at a table with a bunch of good old boys from way down south that worked for the railroad. They'd been in Chicago. And to hear a former sheriff's deputy from Macomb, Mississippi, give you his take on Chicago it's a cultural experience you should experience. And this wasn't anybody's story. It just kind of triggered a story in my head after I got home. So I kind of made this as a little story song. I love stories and characters, and anyway, let's get to the story. Met him in a truck stop north of Milwaukee, and his down-home accent was like a beacon to me. Made our acquaintance over a cup of coffee, and I'll never forget these words that he said to me. Lake Michigan might as well be the ocean, and the Mason-Dixon might as well be the river Styx. I'm a bourbon man in a beer town, that's a certain. And there's someone back down south that I sure miss. Now a friend said he knew where there's some easy money, and he's wondering if I'd be up for the job. Picking up a load just south of Reelfoot. Only trouble's I'd be working for the Dixie mob. I pointed my truck north, hell bent for asphalt. I make a couple of dollars and I cruise on back home. That was 7 months ago, and I don't ask where the time does go. It's creeping by in a frozen lake effect hell. Lake Michigan might as well be the ocean, and the Mason-Dixon might as well be the river Styx. I'm a bourbon man in a beer town, that's a certain. There's someone back down south that I sure miss. They said the girls are pretty, but I can't take their accents. And the beer is cold, but it don't do nothing for me. I wish I was shacked up with my Tupelo honey in a hunting cabin back in Tennessee. Everything was fine, that Detroit diesel was a humming. I was dodging scales just like that Little Feat song. Stopped to get myself a drink just out of Chicago. When I come back out, I found my rig was gone. Lake Michigan might as well be the ocean, and the Mason-Dixon might as well be the river Styx. I'm a bourbon man in a beer town, that's a certain. And someone back down south that I sure miss. All right, fellas, we're going on the plot twist. I did not have the heart to tell this stranger what a boy like me was doing so far from home. Truth is, I'd been sent up here to find him after racking up some bad debts of my own. Now the time had come for me to make a decision, so I could wrap this thing up and cruise on back home. But the words he said wouldn't let me pull the trigger. Now me and this fool, we sang in the same damn song. Lake Michigan might as well be the ocean, and the Mason-Dixon might as well be the River Styx. I'm a bourbon man in a beer town, that's a certain. There's someone back down south that I sure miss. Lake Michigan might as well be the ocean, and the Mason-Dixon might as well be the River Styx. I'm a Memphis man in a strange land, that's for certain. Someone back down south that I sure miss. Lake Michigan Blues. Oh yeah, thank
But
you.
anyway, so this song is called "Staying," and it goes like this. This is a portrait of a girl. She talks to strangers while she flies around the world. This is a portrait of a girl. She talks to strangers and tells the whole world. Staying is the hardest part. Staying is the hardest part. Staying is the hardest part, so she runs. This is a portrait of a girl. She makes movies about people of the world. This is a portrait of a girl. She makes movies to show the whole world. Staying is the hardest part. Staying, that's the hardest part. Staying is the hardest part, so she runs and she hides. This is a portrait of a girl. Lives way uptown where she looks down on the world. This is a portrait of a girl. Lives way uptown so she can scream to the world. Staying is the hardest part. Staying, always the hardest part. Staying is the hardest part, so she runs and she hides. So she runs and she hides.
Nice.
Thank you.
I think music is kind of the ultimate fan fiction because everybody seems to get hear a song they really like and then they're like, all right,
I'm gonna make me one of
I'm
them.
gonna make me one of those. I'm gonna make me a rock and roll song. And
I don't know, the last set, the last 7-inch we did last October, kind of was a bit of all that, as well as when your wife is away or your future wife is away on her bridal party weekend. So, but that's not this song though. But this is actually a really old one that I did a long time ago.
Listen what you do not say. Another call to a brand new day. Heard about it all before. I couldn't stand for what you would trade. All in all, expectations gone. Up so high they only melt away. I do not care, love or feel. Alone with you too. We cry your arms around. We walk on empty walls to hold your hand tonight. Because your eyes are mine, your eyes are just like mine. Well, I walked in the crowded rooms, tried to find the sense of truth. Thought about it all some more. Didn't call for what you would call. All in all, expectations gone. Up so high they only melt away. I do not care, love or feel. Alone with you too. We cry your arms around. We walk on empty walls to hold your hand tonight. Because your eyes are mine, your eyes look just like your eyes like mine, 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 your eyes like mine.
Thank you.
All right, this is a song about the great state to the south of us. Well, its muzzle flashes and scatter the ashes, and the red clay stain my soul. I just want to live out my days in a rocking chair on a board. Hear the songs of the men and the hum of the machines. Mississippi, why you gotta be so mean? If I could write a song and make the girls cry, and if I had wings, I know I'd fly away from the toil and away from the trouble, never touch another short-handed shovel. I had a good job working for the mill, except for a boss who needed to get killed, looking at me like I don't matter, ain't nothing but a no good carpetbagger. Well, his muzzle flashes and scatter the ashes, and the red clay stain my soul. I just want to live out my days in a rocking chair on the porch. Songs of the men and the hum of the machines. Mississippi, why you gotta be so mean? saw it's come in a flash, and the Friday payroll comes in cash. Couple of days in the Mississippi sun, have a man thinking about picking up a gun. It's a desperate man that takes up arms, and he risks him a stretch in the parchment farm. Got mouths to feed and bills to pay. Honest man can't make his way. Yeah, his muzzle flashes and scatter the ashes, and the red clay stain my soul. I just want to live out my days in a rocking chair on the porch. The songs of the men and the hum of the machines. Mississippi, why you gotta be so mean? Now somebody tell me what it all means. An old man's regrets and a young man's dreams. Does it all come down to fate? Is it a god of love or a god of hate? He got a bullet and I got life, and some of the joker done got my wife. I guess I should wish him well. He's sleeping in my bed when I'm rocking a cell. Yes, muzzle flashes and scatter the ashes, and the red clay stain my soul. I just want to live out my days in a rocking chair on my porch. The songs of the men and the hum of the machines. Mississippi, why you gotta be so mean? There you go.
The song is called Love is a Negotiation, because sometimes it is. Settle down, flame. Excuse the fire in my brain. Burn away, then rearrange. Lie, cheat, and steal. Get yourself the best deal. Convinced the pain is not real. Love is a negotiation, sensitive situation, open to interpretation. Better to leave than be left with no clue. The rumor is true. Many are called, but the chosen are few. Lessons are cautionary. To a flash in the pan, revolutionary. Laying down guns for a dictionary. Love is a negotiation, sensitive situation, open to interpretation. We may be lost, but that doesn't mean we don't know where we're going. We pay the cost, although it seems our ages might be showing. Perform for applause, weak defense for a lost cause, testifying in favor of your flaws. Brothers and sisters, conscientious resistors, communicate with echoes of whispers. Love is a negotiation, sensitive situation, open to interpretation. Love is a negotiation, sensitive situation, open to interpretation. Thank you.
I guess let's do Jenny's favorite song.
Jenny's favorite song.
Well, she wants everything her way, complains about everything every day, wants to be all center of attention, just looking for your poor sucker's admiration. Well, first I wanted her alone, but now she won't ever leave it alone, 'cause she likes to run around, run around. So I just run around town too. She likes to run around, run around. So I just run around town too. Well, I remember the time when I'd rip a dress, tie her up, throw it down to the bed. But now there's nothing for me to do but leave her at home while drinking with you. And maybe it seems that I'm so wrong when she's ripping it off and breaking it out, yeah. She likes to run around, run around. So I just run around town too. She likes to run around, run around. So I just run around town too. She likes to run around, run around. So I just run around town too. She likes to run around, run around. So I just run around town too. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm a deeply philosophical man. I like to end on a deeply philosophical note for my portion. A bit of, oh, actually, you know what? I better not play that song. Okay, all right. Okay. You know what it's getting at. All right, well, okay. Sometimes if there's enough people of a certain age or under a certain age, I make them solemnly swear to not repeat the things I say, or if they do, to not tell where they heard it. We're gonna skip that. I think you're mature enough to have figured out by looking at me for this however long we've been up here that I'm probably not real smart. So anyway, here we go. I'd like to be remembered for the things I like instead of all the things I don't. Think of me fondly for the good that I've done instead of all those good things I won't. Well, you only live once, but you die all the time when you dwell on the hurt and the past. So tell all the haters they're cordially invited to kiss my entire ass. I like girls that wear glasses, dogs that don't act right, rusty old Chevrolets. I like waitresses that laugh, at old men's jokes, wearing my pajamas all day. I like greasy old diners and the smell of old trucks, laying on my back in the grass, telling all the people who can't mind their own business they can kiss my entire ass. 'Cause I like singing by the fire, wide wall tires, shady old characters and crooks, stories that maybe stretch the truth a little, and falling asleep with a book. I like girls and guitars that fight you just a little, laying my paycheck in cash, telling all the people that don't like nothing they can kiss my entire ass. Man, I'm telling all the people that no goose to nada, they can kiss my entire ass. Thank you.
So thank you, everybody, on stage, off of stage. James,
James
Chris,
Manning.
baristas. Thank you. My name is Stephen Chopek. That's my last song for tonight. I'm glad I woke up when I heard you call. I dreamt I was dreaming and you broke my fall. I ran from the room, acting irrational. This place was here before we arrived. The biggest mistake was our sense of pride. It's time to go, no place left to hide. Sense perceptions are limited, confusion imitates reality. Modern living is primitive, existence has become a parody. I can fill a whole book with pages of words. Most of it would be completely absurd. Eventually I'll contradict everything we've heard. Let's drink ourselves to death, smoke until we run out of breath, and ask in vain for the priest to grant our last request. Sense perceptions are limited, confusion imitates reality. Modern living is primitive, existence has become a parody. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm glad I woke up when I heard you call. I dreamt I was dreaming and you broke my fall. And why should we talk? Silence can say it all. Sense perceptions are limited, confusion imitates reality. Modern living is primitive, existence has become a parody. Sense perceptions are limited, confusion imitates reality. Modern living is primitive, existence has become a parody. Thank you.
Hey man, that was a good one to end on. Nice.
All right, well, I'm going to close it out. I want to thank Richard for playing.
Yeah. Thank Otherlands for having us.
Yeah, thanks to James for having us. All right, you know.
I do know.
All right, here you go.
to sleep at night, you're the only one I'm dreaming of. Oh, when I go to sleep at night, you're the only one I'm dreaming of. Oh, when I go to sleep at night, you're the only one I'm dreaming of. Oh, when I go to sleep at night, you're the only one I'm dreaming of. Oh, when I go to sleep at night, you're the only one I'm dreaming of.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, everybody. Good night. Thank you so much for sticking around. Hope to see you again.